Yeah, I think you're gonna have a new opportunity to connect with somebody that you haven't connected with in a long time, or there's something that you're gonna be able to do with someone that normally you like. I feel like you're gonna have the opportunity to collaborate with someone that you wouldn't ordinarily collaborate with. This could be somebody that you've had a difficult relationship with, actually, because we have the Ten of Cups, and I know people are always like the Ten of Cups are about feeling good and feeling happy and having your wish fulfillment, but the Ten of Cups is actually Mars and Pisces, and Mars is the Tower. So this card has the Tower energy in it. So this is more like a rainbow after the storm. It's that feeling that you get in your chest after you've cried and cried and cried, and then you finally get that peace. But it's like that peace is not available without knowing its opposite. So there's somebody who they're coming back into your life, they're coming back into your energy, and I feel like you've had maybe a difficult relationship with this person. So this could be an opportunity to mend a relationship that's actually been pretty difficult. We have the strength card at the bottom of the deck. So this is something that it has taken you strength to deal with. There's Leo energy here, there's Pisces energy here, and there's also Aries energy here, but the Aries energy is kind of hidden. And there's also Virgo energy here. We have the Hermit that just popped out. I feel like this is something that you've thought about a while. You know, you've asked yourself, what would reconciliation with this person, place, or thing look like? You know, like, is that something that could be possible for me in my life? And I don't know what your answer is. The thing is, I feel like this is something that you've actually wanted. I feel like you want the peace after the storm with someone, but you don't want the storm with someone. And if the storm is inevitable, you would pass on the peace. But you're like, but the peace could be really nice without the storm. Five of Pentacles. Because I feel like with this person, when dealing with this person, it's always some shit. Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck, right? And then, like, look how the Nine of Wands is looking at this Six of Cups. Like, don't come back around here with this shit, right? You're very protective to whatever this dynamic is. This could be siblings. Like, you could feel like you've grown as a person, and you know how it is when you're just in your grown-up identity, and there's certain people, places, and things that can really pull you back to a less secure version of yourself. So somebody could just you could have abandonment wounds around this person, so you could be super sensitive to this person's like every little nuance. And so maybe you feel like you don't want to open yourself up to that again, because it's the kind of thing where, like, with someone that you don't have these issues with, say if they don't text you back, or if they respond to you in a certain tone of voice, you're fine with that. But with this person, you're just like extra sensitive to these little things that make you, that I think they put you in your head for sure with this hermit energy here. um and also with the hermit energy here, I feel like you could be in a space actually of loneliness. The Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands, you could be in a space where people can get in when your defenses are down. Maybe your defenses are down right now. Maybe you're feeling lonely right now. You're feeling impulsive right now. You could be feeling left out. You could be looking at people's pictures on Instagram or Facebook. This could be like old classmates, family members, friend groups, just people, places, and things that make you feel like a little bit left out, and you could be wondering if it's worth it for you to rejoin these spaces, because maybe you did close the door on these chapters. Maybe you haven't been dealing with this stuff, but I feel like you kind of look back from this space of maybe inner peace, but you still do feel these old wounds, these abandonment wounds that are triggering. Yeah, this could also have something to do with something that somebody told you. You could have somebody that um told you about these people, or told you about this experience. Somebody could have brought somebody up in conversation, and it's just got you feeling this type of way. With the High Priestess here, and just as a High Priestess myself, I feel the need to caution you. Whenever you start to feel nostalgic, particularly nostalgic for a person, place, or thing that you have not been thinking about, and also that you made the decision to stop messing with, you have to ask yourself, where is this coming from, right? We have the Ace of Pentacles and Temperance. Is this coming from an angel? Is this coming from Earth? Is this what God wants for me, or is this what these people want for me? We have the Justice card at the bottom of the deck, and what I'm seeing with this is, the Justice card comes after the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune, after you cross that point, you don't look back. So the Justice card comes after the Wheel of Fortune. Once you've moved past the Wheel of Fortune into Justice, you don't go back, because you have the awareness that, like, it's not just going back a little bit. This would require you to repeat a whole cycle. This would require you to start this shit all over. And I feel like somebody is kind of disappointed, that you've gotten so far that you're not going to start over. You're not going to come back, right? You are in a new beginning. You're in a different type of energy. And it's like, no matter how much somebody tries to reach you, how to talk to you, they can't get through to you because you shut that door. So now, the way that these energies can kind of reach out to you is by making you, so I don't remember what order these cards. So now the way that these energies are going to try to reach out to you is going to be energetically, or is going to be through people, places, and things that do still have connections to you. So now this might be asking you if you need to question the connections that are close to you, because it's giving flying monkeys. Flying monkeys is a term that people use in the narcissistic community, narcissistic abuse community, where if someone is being abused by a narcissist and they make a decision that they no longer want to be in contact with that narcissist, say if it's a family unit and, like, your father's a narcissist but your sister's not, but your sister's cool with your dad, and so your sister still, like, can have ways to tell you things that your dad says, right? That's like a flying monkey. It's like it's after in the Wizard of Oz, when you had the Wicked Witch, and then she had all those monkeys that would go and, torment Dorothy and them for the witch, because the witch can be everywhere. So this is somebody who, like, they have people, they have tentacles a little bit. They have ways where they can reach you, where they don't actually have to reach out and touch you. This hermit energy could be this person, right? Looking at you inside of your wish fulfillment, inside of your new happiness. And there's no way where they can kind of reach you to, like, knock you back into a previous cycle where everything sucked. So this is just saying, like, remember what you want and remember your wish fulfillment. If you find yourself start to feel lonely, and you're thinking about, because maybe you're in a space where the relationships, the seeds that you're planting have not fully bloomed. The relationships that you're tending to are not as full and as rewarding as the relationships that you've let go of. If you've, like, let go of long-term friendships, but you don't really have more friendships, is giving, like, you quit a job but you don't have a new job lined up. But just because you leave a toxic environment and you don't have anything immediately to replace it does not mean that you go back to that toxic environment. But this is you just kind of, just wondering, like, when you just feel like you're at a standstill, right? Like, when is this period of time going to be over? When is this lesson going to be over? When is the work that I've been putting in going to pay off? Where's my soul tribe? Where's my new world? I feel like you're in between worlds right now, and it could be a struggle. But don't forget that you are, even if you are in between worlds, that's still closer to your new world than being in your old world. And nothing will pull you back into an old version of yourself faster than people. And I just glimpsed the Wheel of Fortune as I was saying that. So look at this. Look at this. I said, look at this, and I didn't show you nothing. But I just want you to see, okay, so you got Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, and the Moon. And this is saying, like, stop thinking, not stop, but, like, try to work on your fears, right? Try to work on having a little bit of faith. Try to trust that even though you're you're working in the darkness and you don't quite see where this is going, try to have faith that it is going somewhere, and that even if, you're in this space where you're, like, kind of between a rock and a hard place a little bit, and you don't quite know what's next, just in this little space that you're in, everything is good. Because it's something about like, there's also something about like being optimistic and trusting that things will turn out well, but also remembering that like whatever you think about, you bring about. So you have to work on lifting your thoughts higher, because if you keep being focused, it's and it's that's the, this is the thing I want that I said. This is the thing that I wanted you to look at when I said look at this, but I had to explain the other part first. But look at this. This is the damn devil and the three of swords. This is somebody who is addicted to heartbreak, who is addicted to thinking about things, people, places, and things that people have said to hurt them and upset them. And I feel like you're focused on these negative things because you keep trying to re-justify to yourself that it's okay that you have left this stuff in the past. So maybe you feel bad or you feel guilty for not being around, or you miss certain people, places, and things. And so you remind yourself like, yeah, but she called me a fat bitch. And so every day you're thinking like, she called me a fat bitch. She called me a fat bitch. She called me a fat bitch. It's like you have to figure out a way to let yourself be free of these energies and to allow yourself to continue to move on from them, but without constantly reminding yourself why you're doing it, because it's just constantly bringing forth all this pain and like bad memories that you don't want to surround yourself with. You're still defining or redefining yourself like in contradiction to these energies that you supposedly left in the past. So why are you still measuring your happiness by your proximity or distance from these old relationships and habits and dynamics? It's time to let that shit go. Look, I reshuffled and this is the card that popped out. That's the energy you're supposed to be on. That's you supposed to be thinking sweet things about your own new beginning. And you're not supposed to be, think about these nuts. And that's the other thing. This could be confirmation because I feel like you're wondering if these people are thinking about you, and yeah, they are. Duh, duh. They wondering why the fuck you not where they left you at. They like, where you go? Who do you think you are? How dare you? How dare you heal? Wheel of Fortune, the very next card. I'm telling you, your shit is lined up. So please stop looking backwards. Like I don't even want to talk about this no more. You this is your path. You picked the right way. You went the right way. Okay, you went towards the sun. Somebody else did some seven of cups, seven of swords shit. They don't know where the fuck they at. And they don't know where the fuck they going, and they can't figure out why you not there, confused with them. No, you don't even see this. Pretend like you don't even see this message. You weren't even thinking about these people. Talk to you later.